Hello, God bless everyone today. This is Laurie from Spirit Warriors of Christ. Today, I would like to bring you the second video of the 7 deadly sins, and this one is on pride. The concept of sin has been present in many cultures throughout history, where it was usually equated with an individual's failure to live up to external standards of conduct, or with his violation of taboos, laws, or moral codes. This is from Britannica. What is original sin? Original sin, in Christian doctrine, the condition or state of sin into which each human being is born. Also, original origin, i.e., the cause or source of this state. Traditionally, the origin has been described or ascribed to the sin of the first man, who is Adam, who disobeyed God in eating the forbidden fruit. In the Old Testament, sin is directly linked to the monotheistic beliefs of the Hebrews. Sinful acts are viewed as a defiance of God's commandments, and sin itself is regarded as an attitude of defiance or hatred of God. Scriptures on Lucifer's fall due to pride. Lucifer, being the name of the angel we know as Satan or the devil, whose name means morning star. Morning star, son of the dawn, could be names used to worship the kings of Assyria and Babylon. More likely it means that they will fade like the morning star when the sun rises. There are several interpretations for the fallen one in these verses. One, he is Satan because the person here is too powerful to be any human king. Although Satan may fit verses 12 through 14, he does not fit well with the rest of the chapter. This could be Sennacherib or Nebuchadnezzar, kings with supreme power. Their people looked upon them as gods. These kings wanted to rule the world. This could refer to both Satan and a great human king, possibly Nebuchadnezzar, because Babylon is pictured as the seat of evil in Revelation 17:18. Pride was Satan's sin as well as Babylon's. Common to all three viewpoints is the truth that pride willfully opposes God and will result in judgment. Israel made the mistake of being too proud to depend on God, and we are too vulnerable to that same mistake. Isaiah 14:12 through 15 says, "This is how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning. How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. So basically he's telling God that he will be brought down to the sides of the pit. That's a tall order. The devil is not a symbol or legend. He is very real. Originally, Satan was an angel of God, but through his own pride, he became corrupt. The devil is God's enemy, and he constantly tries to hinder God's work, but he is limited by God's power and can do only what he is permitted to do. Job 1, 6 through 2 and 8. That's chapter 8. The name Satan means accuser. 12:10, he actively looks for people to attack. 1 Peter 5, 8 and 9, Satan likes to pursue believers who are vulnerable in their faith, who are spiritually weak, or who are isolated from other believers. Even though God permits the devil to do his work in this world, God is still in control. And Jesus has complete power over Satan. He defeated Satan when he died and rose again for the sins of mankind. One day, Satan will be bound forever, never again to do his evil work. See 20:10. Revelation 12:9 says, And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. If God did not spare the angels or people who lived before the flood, or the citizens of Sodom and Gomorrah, he could not spare these false teachers. These words that promised justice were a great comfort to those who were oppressed. God will punish all evildoers. These words also served as a warning to to wonders to not stray away from the truth. Some people would have us believe that God will save all people because he is so loving. But it is foolish to think that God will cancel the last judgment on those who rebel against him. 2 Peter 2:4 says, For if God spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down into hell, and delivered them into chains of darkness, to be reserved unto judgment, those who are cursed have been cast into the eternal fire for their own actions, or denying the Son of God. For they will hear, Depart from me, you who are cursed. I never knew you. Matthew 25:41 says, Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into the everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. Adam and Eve chose their course of action, disobedience, and then God chose his. As a holy God, he he could respond only in a way consistent with his perfect moral nature. He could not allow sin to go unchecked. He had to punish. He had to punish the sin. If the consequences of Adam and Eve's sin seem extreme, remember, the world's tendency toward disobeying God. Oh, excuse me. If the consequences of Adam and Eve's sin seemed extreme, remember that their sin set in motion the world's tendency toward disobeying God. Excuse me for that. That is why we sin today. Every human being ever born, with the exception of Jesus, has inherited the sinful nature of Adam and Eve. Romans 5:12 through 21. How seriously God views sin, any kind of pride, how seriously God reviews sin of any kind and pride is very serious sin. And the Lord God said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. Ultimately, our pride will be our downfall, because pride is a cause of a number of other sins. Well, that is the scriptures on the deadly sin of pride. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your loved ones, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'd love to hear from you, your thoughts, even if they're negative, So, God bless you all, and have a good day.